Baxi here, and another wonderful episode of From Job to Joy, a roadmap for entrepreneur. So I'm really excited to introduce to you my good friend, Chris Kocher. He is a CPA, very established practice in the Flagler County, Bunnell, Palm Coast area. And he's at a point, he's doing great. He's helping a lot of people. And I thought his journey would be something you would be interested in hearing about. So Chris, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much. I am glad to be here with you.
Exactly. Well, me too. So Chris, give a little bit of your background so people can know more about what you do.
Sure. Yeah. So Chris Kocher, I am a native Floridian. I was born right down the street at Halifax Hospital in Daytona, fourth generation Floridian. My daughter's now a fifth generation, so I've been here my whole life. I've moved around a little bit over the years, but always ended up back here. Just kind of like it here. Back before Palm Coast is a little bit crazy busy right now. It's grown a whole lot. I actually think a little bit too busy, but it's a good place to be. There's lots of wonderful people here, and which is going to help business coaches out. For example, we've got a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of people who want to own their own businesses, which is a good thing. My kind of path to become self-employed is an interesting story. So I grew up with no plans of ever working for myself. And I started to working my way up in the accounting world as the controller of a national market research company. And one year they came to me, I was the head of the accounting department, and they told me that I needed to let some people go. Accountants, internal accountants are not what they consider value added. They don't bring money into the business, and they don't see them as essential. So I said, no, thank you. Fire me instead. I left that world, and a very good friend of mine suggested at that point in time that I should start my own company. Just so happens that gentleman passed away this year. Very good friend of mine over the years. And that was about 22 years ago. So I'm in my 22nd, 23rd year of business right now. Been growing ever since then. I started out in a little 10 by 10 room within another office. Where I was kind of sharing that friend's front office. They answered the phones, they scheduled the appointments, and I did the rest. And I kind of grew that from that point to where I am now. I have my own building with 5 to 6 employees, depending upon what part of the year we're in. And I did it, frankly, because I wanted to be able to help people. I want to live a comfortable life, but I also want to be able to help other people get to the same place I am. And so that's what I've been doing for 20 years now.
Congratulations. Obviously, that's a success story right there as well. And I think the part that you and I have in common there is when I came to Palm Coast, which is just over 2.5 years ago, I had a mission. I want to transform the business community. And to me personally, just like what you said, and I've talked to quite a few people who have been here for a while, they tell me, Minesh, nobody's doing what you're doing. And I'm like, thank God that I'm here now, because I really enjoy doing it. To me, it's fun to see people learn about things that they possibly haven't seen. And like I was talking to a new client, and he was having some cash flow issues. And most people would think, oh, you had done that. I'm like, I simply asked him a question. Okay, because of his business, I said, okay, do you pay for the parts for your clients upfront, or do they pay for it? He's like, Minesh, I pay for them, then I collect the money from them. I said, why do you do that? Just send them a link, they pay for it. And once the part is here, you go and repair that. Like, I got it. It's like 2 minutes later, his cash flow is improved because
right.
I have seen this before. You know what I'm saying? Right? It didn't need.
You have the experience, and something so small can cause a huge difference in somebody's cash flow.
Exactly. And I'm saying that example specifically because you know what I'm talking about. Because cost of goods sold isn't really adding any income to you. You know what I'm saying? Right? And at the end of the day, why would you add inventory cost to you which doesn't exist, right? Because you don't really use it. So anyway, so the reason I'm mentioning again is like it's fun to see when people are like, wow, I didn't see that happening before. Now I see it, and now they're more excited about the future because it makes them, obviously less stressful about their situation. So I think you and I have much in common. I'm looking to talk to every business owner. If they pay attention, just like in your situation, that with a few things that you can learn about their business, you can tell them what you can do to improve. Would that be fair to say that, right?
Absolutely. I know what I know. So the landscaper sitting across the desk for me knows how to do stuff with plants and lawns, and I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about cars. I know how to change oil. I can change a tire. I don't want to, but I could. But you get into anything more complex than that, and I need to go to an expert. So that's what I am for these people from a tax standpoint and an entity selection standpoint, other types of things that I help people with. Those are my kind of my two primary sources of work that I do. And I want to help those people succeed. If they make more money, it's good for them. It's good for the community. It's good for me. So everybody wins.
I totally agree with you. So tell me a couple of success stories you've had, maybe your own accomplishment or the ways that you've been able to help your clients.
Sure. So I think there's a number of them. But the one, I won't get specifics, but the main people that I enjoy sharing about are the ones who come in who have been misinformed somewhere else, and they just need some help getting things cleaned up. And if you imagine the reasons they might need to do this, somebody wants to buy a home. Okay, to buy a home, you have to have tax returns filed. Your taxes have to be paid up to date or in some kind of installment agreement. And this is super, super difficult for self-employed people. So over the years, I help a lot of people get those returns in place and make them understand, help them understand that they may not end up paying a whole lot of tax just to put them in that situation to be able to buy a home. You talk to a mortgage broker and you're going to find out certain things that I can let them know as well, such as their asset depreciation can be added back to their income. It can help them save money on tax, and they still can count it as income on their tax return. So those are the kind of people who I like. Those are my biggest success stories. I hear it all the time. I don't know what I'm doing from a tax standpoint. Whether it's your employees, whether you think you're paying too much tax, whether you don't know if your person is an employee or a contractor, these are all things that I can help them resolve so that they don't run into issues going forward. They can sleep better at night knowing they're doing things the right way, and they make money. I mean, and those are the kind of things that I like to do. So those are my big success stories.
So tell me a little bit about any projects, anything that you are excited about. I'm sure you got a lot of things going on.
So actually right now, I'm not a big project kind of person. Okay. I am a client by client kind of person. One of the reasons I decided to go into tax was because every single person that walks in my door is different. Okay. Everybody's in a different situation. Even people who do the same work or own the same kind of business are going to be a little bit different about how they run things. And I enjoy that difference. I don't enjoy bookkeeping, which is why I don't do it. I have the books come to me from somebody else and I help them put things in order. But so as far as big projects, I kind of break my year into two pieces. I have tax season, January through April, and I have 2,000 clients come through my door and work with me and my tax preparers. And then I have mini tax season, which is happening right now through October 15th, extension deadlines. And then the rest of the months of the year are filled up with helping people start new businesses, helping people get their payroll up and running and getting it correctly set up. And that's it. That's all there is to it. I don't really do big projects. In the past, there's been some things here and there. Nothing I can get specific about other than to say, things that have happened over the years because of a casualty, a hurricane comes through and people need some help reproducing records, or COVID happens and people need some help getting employee retention credits or paycheck protection loans or EIDL loans. Those kinds of things happen over the years. But I don't really work on a lot of big projects. I just take care of my client base, and that's what I do.
Well, thanks. Do you want to share any local, maybe projects, if that's the right word, local causes that you support?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So there is an organization locally that my wife and I founded called Yes, You're Invited. And what we do is we throw special events for kids with special needs in the special needs communities, primarily birthday parties, but we also do a holiday Christmas party in December. And a lot of these kids, what we found out, our daughter is on the autism spectrum. And what we found out is that a lot of these young people don't get to experience these things, whether they're not invited or they don't have the friends to invite to their own party. So we throw parties and we bring 3 or 4 kids with special needs together. We invite the community, we invite them, their family, whatever people they want to bring, whoever they want to bring, and we have a big celebration. So that's something that we're big on. We just founded that last year and it's been growing tremendously. So super proud of that. But outside of that, I guess another project going on right now, my daughter is into theater. She wants to be an actress and a singer when she grows up. The Flagler Playhouse, almost directly across the street from my office, burned down last year. They are doing a huge fundraiser right now, trying to get money to rebuild that thing. So that's another cause that I'll be supporting going forward. And I would encourage other people to do. We need arts and culture in the community, or else it's going to go away. So those are important things.
Fantastic. So tell me, how can people get hold of you?
Absolutely. So the easiest way to get me is to call LCI Taxes at 386-586-3976. We have an email address, a generic email address is info@lcitaxes.com. That's the easiest way to get to us an email, or you can stop by and see us at 406 East Moody Boulevard, which is right in the heart of Bunnell, a couple blocks away from where the Chicken Pantry restaurant used to be. But there's a big sign out front that you can find easily right at the corner of North Moore Street and State Road 100 in Bunnell.
Yeah, I drive by it a few times. It's like, yeah, there he is, great success story in the local area. You're helping people, and it's obvious you are passionate about helping people. And that's, what I'm excited about as well. And as a parent, I love being a parent myself. That's my favorite role. And you obviously know my daughter and my family, so I don't have to explain that. But that's fun. It's still a lot of fun. And this weekend, Saturday, my daughter is going to speak in Denver at TEDx. So pretty excited about that. We'll be leaving.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, there are a lot of fun things happening in life. Be positive, be optimistic. And I can see that's the attitude you have.
Absolutely. Yep.
Well, thanks for taking the time, Chris, today.
Thank you.